again. This fog is just way too thick. I don't think I'm going to break above it. I can see maybe 20 yards or so in front of me. That's about it. No luck today. Just too foggy. I was hoping to get above the marine layer and there'll be a nice strong inversion, but not today. Seems like I'm out of luck again in my goal to take some fog photographs. This is what I can see right now. Absolutely nothing. Now, photographing cloud inversions can be a lot of fun, and I'm going to go through some of the procedures that I do to get some of my images. So what I'm going to try and do is look for a composition from here and see what I can find. Now, because we're quite a bit higher up here, this is definitely a shot for a long lens. If I used the wide angle on this, the fog would be too far in the distance and you wouldn't be able to see it. It'd be just like a thin white line. And I really want to get some of the detail in the fog if possible. So it's not the best conditions today. I've seen it better than this. It's better when the fog's a bit lower to the ground and there's more of the land showing. But I think we can make it work. So I haven't really seen much that I like, actually. The fog's rising really quickly and sort of dispersing at the same time. It's really warm up here. It's probably 75 degrees, whereas down in the valley it's probably 55. So there's a 20-degree difference, hence the inversion. But it's burning off so fast, I'm not quite sure what to do. So I'm thinking about taking out a little stopper and seeing if I can get a picture of the fog with a long exposure. Tried a long exposure, it didn't really work. The fog's not moving fast enough, so it just sort of washed out, unfortunately. But so anyway, it's a great thing, you know. The fog just keeps changing all the time. Every day's different. The amount of times I've come up here and been frustrated because I've either been sucked in or there's no fog. It's hard to forecast. It moves around all the time. It disappears very quickly. On a day like today, it'll be gone in 20 minutes. All that fog there is just burning off so fast. From the National Weather Service, now this looks promising.
When lights go out, you're in my mind. I close my eyes, so it's just you and I.
Good morning. You can't really see me, but I'm up here again in search of my elusive fog photo. And I'm at the top of a viewpoint where I can see almost 360 degrees. Now, I don't know if you can see any of this yet, but today it looks quite promising. About half an hour before the sun comes up, so I'm going to get ready and find a good vantage point. I can try and show you what it is I'm going to be shooting, but you probably can't see any of that down there. Still too dark. So this is my composition that I've shot a few times before, and apologies for the audio, my mic seems to be broken. But I'm going to be shooting this one here, and you can see the fog coming through the gap in the mountains there. And like I said, I've shot this one before and it comes out quite well. So I'm going to wait until, if I can focus on that, I'm going to wait until the sun comes up a bit more because it's still quite dark, and then go for probably a 2 or 3 second exposure. Right now I've got my my 70 to 200 lens on. There's nothing happening in the sky, so I'm gonna zoom right into that main piece of the mountain sticking up right there. I'll just focus. The light's so low still. It looks a lot darker than it does on the video. And shoot that sort of perspective. So the light's obviously getting brighter by the second here. And I don't know if you can see the cars down there moving along. There's not very many, but what I'd love to do is get one of those long exposures with the lights of the car. Never quite been able to do that. There's never been enough traffic on these small roads up here. But we'll see how that goes. But it's looking really beautiful. But this particular location is, you know, the fog sort of comes through that pass, that little lower there, and it makes for a really nice effect. It would be great if we had some clouds in the sky to add a little bit of drama, but can't have everything. Just happy to get some fog to photograph. So as the sun gets a bit higher above the horizon, there should be a bit more definition in the fog, which will give it that kind of, hopefully give it a sort of a layered effect. And maybe, depending on the angle of the sun, we might be able to get those peaks lit up as well. So we'll just kind of wait here and see. So I'm going to go for a 4 or 5 shot panorama of that. The sun is just starting to kiss the top of the mountains over there. So hopefully that'll, I'm going to wait another few more minutes. The sunrise is right about now. It's 6:20. And got my 70 to 200, my trusty favorite lens for this kind of shot. Love it. And right now I'm at 1/3 of a second. No, sorry, 1.3 seconds ISO 100. And I'm shooting at 70 mil. And I've taken some time to level my tripod. You can see my setup there. And we'll give it a shot. So these conditions are, I wouldn't say common, but they're not uncommon either this time of year. The Pacific Ocean is relatively cold compared to the land. It's not cold, it's probably 75 degrees or something, but the land is so warm this time of year that when the marine layer comes in from the ocean, it stays low to the ground with the inversion that we get quite often. But I've been up here so many times in the last month or so, and just, you know, it's either been socked in and you can't see anything, or it's being totally clear. It's really hard to forecast the fog and what it's going to do. So my last shot here, I've got a polarizer and my little stopper, the little stopper, which is a 6-stop filter in there as well. So my shutter speed goes up to 25 seconds. So here's the difference the polarizer makes. The turn polarizer, you can see that there, sort of brightens up, and as soon as I turn it you can get quite a bit more definition in the fog, right about there. So just gonna make sure I'm all set here, focused right on the peak there, and do a 25-second long exposure. So I don't know if you can see, but how much the fog has risen up in the last half an hour or so, and it wouldn't surprise me if that whole mountain right there gets completely socked in, sort of disappearing. So I think I've kind of got the best of it, but beautiful. Really glad I came out. This is the 5th time I've tried, and finally I think I'm going to have a couple of good shots. So I hope you enjoyed this video, me taking photos of the fog. Finally I got more cars. Finally I got a day where I'm above the fog. This is like the 5th time that I've tried to get up here. This is like the 5th This is like the 5th time I've been up. This is like the 5th time I've been up here, and finally the conditions are good. So alright, hope you enjoy watching. Please subscribe if you like this kind of stuff, and we'll see you on the next one real soon.